Hello everyone, I've been playing around with GPT 5.4 since it's been released for around 8-9 hours now, and I wanted to share my first impressions and also run some use cases live in this video. The first use case will be reasoning tests, testing the intelligence and the way that it can think abstractly compared to Claude or Gemini. And the second test is going to be seeing how well GPT 5.4 does with exactly the same prompt I gave to Opus 4.6 and GPT 5.3 codecs. But first off, let's see what's new with GPT 5.4 because there are some really exciting things that we need to cover. And we're also going to compare the costs, the context windows and all the other different metrics before we get into the use cases. So let's get straight into it. We've got so much to cover in such a short video. So there are really three main things that GPT 5.4 really excel at. These three things that OpenAI have really worked on GPT 5.4 to be good at. The first one is computer use and vision. As you can see, looking at the benchmarks comparing 5.2 to 5.4 is they've really leveled up how good GPT is at using computers, at searching browsers, at clicking on buttons, at sending emails autonomously. So for example, here's a video of GPT 5.4 sending an email. Now this video is not sped up. Here's another video of GPT 5.4 doing bulk data entry. As you see, it's going very fast. The video isn't sped up. Guys, before we go any further, I quickly wanted to tell you about my free newsletter. It is literally the most popular vibe coding and AI coding newsletter out there. It takes all the hundreds of hours I spend every week vibe coding, takes all the tips and tricks and condenses it down into a 2-3 minute newsletter. It is by far the best one. Every single person who signs up to a free newsletter gets hundreds of prompts sent to them, they get hundreds of ideas, hundreds of the daily updates to make you the best AI coder and to keep you as updated as possible for as quickly as possible for as free as possible. It is so good. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you about that. Please sign up down below. It takes 1 second and then just get back to the video. Or you can keep a video playing in the background and just sign up. Really easy, really free. Anyway, see you. Let's carry on with the video. And if we go back to benchmarks, as you can see, GPT 5.4 on reasoning X high gets 75% accuracy, whilst GPT 5.2 on extra high only got 47%, so that's almost a 2 times increase in how good it is at using a computer. Now a second thing that they've really worked on in GPT 5.4 is tool search. In fact, they've introduced in the API a new feature called tool search, which allows models to work efficiently when given many tools. This reduces the amount of tokens spent trying to search for tools because of instead of an agent having to go out and search a web or search huge vector databases, they already are given a list of tools which they can instantly access. So the last and biggest change in my opinion that you're really going to notice is steerability. As we see by this video playing now, you can now interrupt GPT 5.4 thinking. So for example here, the user asks a little question and whilst it's thinking, the user can then input a prompt, a follow-up prompt, which then integrates it into the thinking process. So instead of you having to stop the entire thinking process and restart again, whilst the model's thinking, you can inject different prompts which the model then takes into account and produces a more reasonable and better answer. So tool use, steerability and computer use are the three main features that OpenAI really worked on this model. Now let's go over the metrics, see how much API costs, see how much everything costs, how big the context windows are, so we can compare them to different models. GPT 5.4 costs $2.50 for 1 million input tokens, 25 cents for 1 million cached input tokens, and $15 for 1 million output tokens. Now it's ranked 5 out of 5 for reasoning, it's ranked 3 out of 5 for speed. You can input text and image into a model, but you cannot input audio or video, and it can only output text. It has a 1.05 million token context window, yet it has 128,000 max output tokens cap, and its knowledge cutoff is August 31st, 2025, but obviously you can search a browser for more up-to-date knowledge. Now, if we look at a comparison between the ChatGPT models, we see that for the output tokens, GPT 5.4 is $15 per million tokens, 5.2 is $14, and 5 mini is $2. For the input, 5.4 is $2.5, 5.2 is $1.75, and 5 mini is 25 cents. So if we compare where GPT 5.4 sits, it sits a little bit more expensive than 5.3 Codex, yet not as expensive as Sonnet and Opus, which is to be expected because of Claude typically has the more expensive models. With that said though, GPT 5.4 Pro is extremely expensive at $30 input and $180 output per million tokens. Okay, so now onto a reasoning tests, and I'm going to try a really fun test where you basically ask an AI whether the car wash is only 100 meters away from my house. Should I walk or drive? And if the AI is stupid, it will say walk. It's only Gemini who managed to get it right and saying that you should drive as it is a car wash. Yet Sonnet 4.5 didn't get it right. Haiku 4.5 didn't get it right. Or even Opus 4.6 didn't get it right. So hopefully GPT 5.2 is going to get it right. Let's try it. So we got GPT 5.4 set to medium effort, medium robustity, and everything else default settings. So yeah, let's see how it does. Cool. Okay, so that's a really good answer. It specifically says if you want the car washed, understanding that the reason why we probably are mentioning car wash is because of we want to wash our car. It says that the car needs to be there. So yeah, I would say that it passes our test. Okay, so this is a prompt that I used when I tested out Opus 4.6. It was about building a classic snake game. And this is what Claude 4.6 had cooked up. A little nice classic retro snake game. So yeah, let's now see what GPT 5.4 can cook up. Press paste and then select the GPT 5.4 model. Also, when we ran this in Opus 4.6, it cost $7 to build. Now, I've used up $10 of my $20 plan. So after we see this API tick up, we're going to see exactly how much GPT 5.4 costs to make this game. And then we can compare the two, see which one's cheaper. Yo, just a little quick reminder, please sign up to a newsletter. It's completely free. Best vibe coding newsletter ever. Anyway, back to the video. It's so free to sign up right now. GPT 5.4 has finished building the game. It's written 981 lines of code, and let's see how it does. npm start. Okay, so here's the game. Let's just use our keyboard for this, and yeah, so here it is. It looks pretty similar to the Claude game, although what I see here is I see a control panel. I see, you've got the scores up here. It looks a little bit more complicated. You can even pause it and then resume it. So I actually think this is really good. I don't know, if I'm completely honest, if this is as aesthetically pleasing as Claude's one, but it works as well. It is slightly more complicated because on the Claude one, you couldn't use your keyboard. And in fact, if we go here, let's see how much it cost. Yeah, so it only used 1% of the API, which is 20 cents. So 20 cents compared with $7. I think I know which AI model I'm going to code with nowadays. So I have 3 thoughts of this model. 1, it hasn't got as good taste as Claude Opus 4.6 yet, but it's a lot cheaper for backend, and it's going to personally be what I use to build systems instead of apps. Number 2, it's very good at using the computer. And number 3, it's smart and it actually reasons very well compared to Claude Opus 4.6. So I think I'm going to be using 5.4 for chatting, for reasoning and for computer use, whilst I use Claude Opus 4.6 solely for front-end development and for making apps look really good. Anyway, that was the video. Thank you for watching, and make sure to sign up to a newsletter. It's such a good newsletter. You're going to learn so much and it's literally free. So sign up to it. Anyway, see you in the next one.